Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world. And thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I will be your cameraman and caster for today. And we have round 3 of another Swiss Tournament 3 coming up. This is going to be played on Passifice 1 through 4. For those that aren't really familiar what Passifice is, we'll go over that momentarily. But right now, we are going to go live right away. We are going to waste no time. Right now, it is going to be a Team Star versus Team Cribs. Team Star is going to go first as Survivor. Attack goes in. Charger misses. Smoker gets a pull. Charger didn't die second. So I don't think they're going to get another one for next hit. But right now, for a team, let's see, it's going to be Star versus Survivor. We're going to have Ramirez, Tyrone, VDK, and Stoker. And then for a Team Crib, we're going to have Wolfie, Ryan, Unicow, and then we have somebody's credit card number. Don't know who that is, but we'll just call that MasterCard for now. So right now they have blitzed through the next choke point. Has not given Crib the opportunity to hit inside. They don't even got the charge spit. They actually don't even have... Actually, no, they do have the Hunter, so I did not say. I thought it was going to be a nice ski coming out there by VDK, shutting it down. And nothing really comes out of that. It's 2 attacks that go in for Crib. And I don't think really much damage is coming out. If you look at the bonus sitting there for Team Star right now at 98.7 bonus. Right now, Crib is averaging less than 1% per hit. And that's not what you want to see if you want to keep your tournament life alive for the playoffs. But right now, this is going to be the 3rd attack of the game coming up for Team Crib. Star is going to slow down a little bit as they come up to one of the car alarms. Tank is going to be at 84%, so we're not going to see the tank up into the field. We're not going to be seeing a safe room tank fought here back towards the safe room or inside. We should see this played in the park, but right now they're going to try to make a play on the car alarm. The Charger does land, gets a slam. Rochelle looked like she lagged out, did not make an attempt to clear the charge target, but probably something happened there.
Hey, into the building. Across the walkway.
But that'll be some good damage finally going on from Crib. They got the bonus down to 93%, but it took 3 hits to do so. Right now, average per hit is not the greatest for them, but it's just the opening map, and anything can still happen with a tank play coming up, and now they have their next hit. It's going to be a 2-2 retro attack accompanied by the Spitter. They should probably go really quickly here if they want to get hit. They did lead by Boomer, which not is a good idea, but you have tank coming. It doesn't really matter. They're going to get a pound spit. It's going to land on Ramirez for a little bit of damage, not that much. And right now, this will be the first tank of the game for T-Crib in the hands of Wolfie. And it looks like Wolfie is retreating to bring his toy into play. As right now, Tyrone is being aggressive, trying to push down the tank for some chip. And manages to get about 10 HP off of him. Alright, they're playing aggressive, trying to play chip on Wolfie here. But only managed to get 11 damage down. Those Susies don't do anything from a distance. I thank you for the team name, but I was not quite sure. I just know MasterCard starts at those numbers. I could actually be wrong. I think it's Discover, actually. So let's call that person Discover. Throwing a rock behind his car to mitigate the chip that he's going to take. Getting him down about 300. He's just waiting for his spawns to come up, and we should see him commit. First pass. Now pass to second. And his support's going to be retro, so it's Left 4 Dead 1 support right now. Don't know if that's the greatest for him, but he can get a pull on an early pounce depending on how it goes for him. It looks like they're going to play here. Nice get a car. Oh, it almost lands on Rochelle. Rochelle's so lucky as they navigate forward on the map. And now the tank did split them 2 and 2. This is going to be opportunity. Oh no, the hittable did not go in his play. He's focusing it a bit much here. He is down to 4,400 HP. There goes the pull. The Boomer comes to boom. The Boomer misses. The Hunter's going to try to find a target. Hunter does find a target. And now the tank clears it. Gets 1 punch onto Coach. He is down to 2K. He misses his next punch. Tries to find Rochelle. And tries to leave. And he's going to die. And that is going to be a one-hitter quitter. Not much coming out there by Team Crib, and it looks like right now that Team Star is going to walk in with a monstrous bonus on map 1 for Passifice. And they are almost going to walk in with 1,500 points after map 1, depending on what this last hit can do. And it's going to be a Charger, Jockey, Spitter, Smoker. They have opportunity for damage. Let's see what they can muster out of this last hit for them.
Reloading.
Man, they are taking this thing. Oh, the Charger rockets in. The Charger lands his fists, but doesn't land its target. And they're going to walk in with a 1404 bonus after map 1. And that is a huge bonus, if I would say so myself. But alright, Team Crib is going to have their back on the wall after Team Star puts up one of the biggest bonuses I've ever seen for Passifice. But now we're going to switch sides. We're going to go over to Team Crib going as Survivor. Let's see how well they can play their Survivor play. I was unfortunate for their Infected. Just was not quite on sync. You can see at the last hit that they did before they went into the safe room. They did all spawn in and go kind of together. But when you lead with the Charger's not going to land anything. And probably the Jockey and Smoker should have led for the distraction. With the charge and the spit landing, it's going to be a 2-cap rolling out right away. The Charger will get a slam. Smoker gets cleared pretty quickly. A 2-boom will land. And that will be one hit from Team Star. Already doing about 8% of the bonus. Actually, that is the pill bonus almost gone. They have 11 points more than what the pill bonus gave them. And they are less than 100 points away from losing the map already. Alright, they are holding W. They get inside the building very quickly. Spawns are already up, and the sack order for Star was good. They have the best hit in the game. Hunter, Charger, Jockey, Spitter, so they had their sack order right. And they're going to have to do a good job on shutting down these spawns. There's a lot of common running from behind. They have not cleared yet. Alright, there is a spawn given up between them. They're going to transition. Attack should be coming in. Hunter's going for the back target. Takes an Uzi. The Jock goes forward. Rochelle is stuck in the spit. Runs back to clear. And that is disastrous for Team Crib. And they suffer an in-cap on a Unicow. And yikes, what damage.
No problem, Coach. I got this for you, man.
All right.
And someone has changed their name to Ryan, but that attack has done devastating work to Team Crib. Their bonus is already down to 48.4.
Reloading.
What a hit. Charger rockets in. The boom gets the alarm to go off. There is a charge spit. The Smoker gets cleared. And that's going to be another 9% of the bonus gone, as Rochelle is not advancing on the map. Okay, now she is. They had just started advancing from the area they took their hit, and the last spawn timer is already at 8 seconds. I have seen Wolfie, Unicow, and Ryan play together for quite some time, so I do expect them to play a little bit better. Maybe it's just the first map jitters coming in. They get a boomer stumble again. The Charger misses. They set another car alarm. Oh, the Charger does find a target. Gets 2 slams and another in-cap. Pounce gets cleared pretty quickly and respectably. And Nick is going to be all the way down to pretty much no HP. He pops his pills. The HP is almost gone. DB is the only thing in existence. And it is still at 86%, but now they have a tank incoming. And they still have car alarm horde trailing from behind. Smoker tries to go for a reset, causes the survivors to slow down, gets a pull onto Unicow in the spit. The Jockey gets M2'd and killed following a proxy boom. Okay, the Jockey does find a target. He doesn't get killed. Let's get bullied for a while. And all right, we're going to walk into the tank with 215 bonus left. And the first tank of the game for Team Star in the hand of VDK. And VDK is making his way in. He is not even waiting. He's coming in to clean things up. He throws a rock. The rock lands on Nick. Nick was not paying attention. There's still Horde in play. He gets his first punch. He's down to 4,300 HP after the first in-cap. The Charger lands, gets a slam and an in-cap. Ryan's the only one up, and the tank is coming to clean it up now. Gets one punch onto Rochelle, and that is a wipe going on to Team Crib. and they are down quite a bit of points. It is just about 1,100, a little bit more to be exact, I think. No, just less than that, actually. It's going to be a little bit more than 1,000. No, one tank for each team. Due to Zone Mod, for those that are joining that aren't familiar with Zone Mod, we'll go over a little bit of what Zone Mod has different for vanilla Left 4 Dead. Of course, the health bonus being 1. That's a big difference. The gun changes are 1. No health kits and pills instead. Health bonus, damage bonus, pill bonus, and distance bonus is the combination of the points. And as far as tanks, each team will get 1 tank per chapter. Finales are usually a little bit different, but finales are usually shunned upon in competitive Left 4 Dead. And a lot of people ask, why do people not play finales? And to be honest, finales are just not good for the game style. So I'd say the developers of the game kind of put 2 tanks, made the chapter 800 distance. Survivors really don't have to go anywhere on the map. Usually the finales are sitting in one spot taking hits. So it's really why a team is not really big on it, at least from a spectator's perspective. As we have Ramirez trying to play for the enemy team, and Unicow trying to get back on his squad. There we go. There are some rare situations where finales would be played. A good example is if a 4-chapter campaign. Usually then map 4 is played, so each team will get a tank. Also, it's debated with the extra chapter of people playing a finale that a random player could get the last tank. And also could be debated that the best player could get a tank on one side and the worst on the other. Some rules will allow you to pick that last tank, but it's very rare that it comes into play. So for now, they're going to send attack in. The Charger leads again. The Charger finds a target. That is a good 2-cap in the spit. That's exactly what Team Crib needed. And they've almost matched the bonus damage that they have done the whole first chapter. So they have turned it up. There was a skeet going out by VDK, so put that in the stat book. But that is a respectable amount of damage from Crib on the Team Star. And the tank will be sitting at 25%. So let's see if we'll get one more hit before that tank's up.
Reload.
Stoker taking the brunt of the damage. Tyrone took a bit. It's even spread between Tyrone and Ramirez. Just off a little bit. Boomer is really ambitious. Not going to stand a chance. But it was the tank. And the second tank of the game for Team Crib in the hands of Discover Card. As we get a pull outside, which is cucking the Charger. He takes the Charger's target. And the Charger doesn't get much of anything, and that'll be 2 hits in. 87% bonus remains. That is not a bad average for 2 hits from Team Crib, but looks like Stoker beating the rocks. Tank made a mistake, and he suffers about 600 HP more, and still going down. I don't know what that was. Boomer does land a boom. Another Hunter gets skeeted. His team skeeted though. VDK does have most of that damage on there. Stoker got 1 Uzi shot on it. And they'll be clearing up the rest of these commons. And they have a tank already down to 1100 HP, so we're probably going to see this tank enter the room at half HP already. We're going to see the Uzis light up this tank upon commit. Alright, he does have a tri-cap. Might like something other than a Charger, but he is in. He is already down to 3,400, 2,800 entering the door. He is down to 1,500 HP, 700, 200. He's dead. His support doesn't even go. What a shutdown by Team Star on that tank. And that is what I'm talking about. That is just focus. The Team Star has come to play. What an impressive tank fight. For granted, Crib made a mistake and lost 1,000 HP, but that tank died before any support was even in. Right, Rochelle jumps over to the awning on the opposite side. 1 survivor's across. Charger does take the easy target. Boomer lands. Spit lands too. Rochelle jumps across, takes some favorable spit damage. Tyrone's all the way down to 43 HP. Stoker's down to 47. Ramirez has 78. And VDK doing a good job at holding on to that 97 permanent HP. But Tank is dead. Bonus at 76.9%. They still have 60% of the way the map to progress through. Hunters are first spawn up. Smoker shortly follows. Charger's up next. And that last spawn will be a Jockey. So it is a quad attempt. And if they ever needed it more, this is the time that Crib would need it. Let's see if they can gather themselves and finish off Star to mount the possibility of a comeback.
Weapons over here.
All right, this is the roommate. All right, here it comes. Hunter Charger misses. Smoker gets a pull, and all the SI come from the front. Kind of let the survivors tunnel the SI down, and that will be attack dealt with. And now we're going to have a 2-2 coming in after that quad fails. 76.6 bonus remains, and that is still quite a bit. 1,178 on top of the 700 distance that they're holding on to now. And they are about to go down into the Stewards, a very difficult choke point to take.
Go down, go down.
Reloading.
But what is favorable for survivors is it's only a 2-2. Jockey and Charger could have some good separation when they drop, so they have potential for a lot of damage. The Jockey looks like he wants to come from behind. Boomer looks like he wants to come from the bottom. Charger, I'm not quite sure where it is located at. We should see a hit as soon as they transition downwards. All right. The Charger's coming in. The Charger misses. Jockey gets M2'd from behind. That was really close to a death Jock. If that M2 does not land on by Nick, Nick would at least have Jock and the possibility of getting him killed on a Jock back. Instead, it will result to about 4% of damage, a little less. Bonus is still sitting at 1154, and they have just started the event. Only 25% of the way of the map to progress through. And they are about 3 SI attacks in from making the safe room. A nice one. Proxy goes in. Hunter wants to try to get some damage from below. They do not have a spitter. Charger climbs up, gets melted. The Smoker does pull. The Hunter lands. It's cleared right away. And again, less than 2% damage coming out from Team Crib. And I say Star right now has their mojo going, and they are just blitzing map 2 of Passifice. They have already exceeded 2K points, and they haven't even made it to the safe room yet.
In the water.
Reloading.
Watch out.
Watch out.
Stop. Let's go.
Are we going to the dark tunnel where it's very hard to see? We'll go to first-person perspective to get a better view for a moment as they have a 2-2 with a Charger Jockey again. Charger is a little premature. They get a free spit out. Rochelle is going to eat it. Not really much Tyrone can do about it. So Tyrone will lose about 100 HP or 100 bonus off of his team. But I think they'll be content with that. They're going to get up the stairs, get up to surface access, up to the right around the last turn where the safe room is. And I don't even know if they're going to be able to get in. Smoker tries for a pull. Hunter going for a scratch. And that is safe room made with a 2-chapter score on Passifice of 3,104. What a chapter score, guys. 1,700. That is one of the first it's one of the first times I've ever seen Zone Mod round up the score. They should have had 4 points less. Don't think it really matters, but Zone Mod definitely rounded up the score there. Very interesting.
Come on, man.
As it keeps self-specking on me.
A germ just wiped out the whole planet, Coach. So yes.
I do have a question for anybody out there who understands the spectators. There is one thing I cannot figure out. As you notice, I am spectating. And it always has one person's name, Unical, highlighted. I know how to stop that. Because if I spectate in an infected person, then the infected ghost is constantly highlighted. I haven't figured out a way around that yet. So, but either way, we are live. Opening attack. Hunter, Jockey, Charger, and the Spitter. All right, they rocket in. The Charger gets melted. Hunter finds his target. A Jock in the back. Gets cleared a little late. Still not cleared yet. All right. They take that attack a little better than Star. They only taken 4% of their bonus. And they should be able to get inside the bar and probably even out before spawns are up. That attack wasn't the most coordinated from Star. They wanted to make sure they got their sack order. Probably more favorable for them. They're going to send the Boomer in first. Probably a sack to make sure they have an attack for the run back. Charger, Spitter, and Smoker, but due to this boom hitting, Crib has stopped advancing on the map, and this will give them the opportunity to get their spawn up.
Down by the pipe.
As their Smoker is going to be the tank. Alright, Smoker goes for a pull. The Charger lands. It's going to be a spit onto the charge target. No slam, though. Not bad clears coming out from Crib, but again, when it comes to high-tier Left 4 Dead, I'll say it before I say it again. The team that's going to win is the team that doesn't get capped, or the team that has fast clears. Don't get me wrong, you want fast clears when you're on a team, but it's even better if we don't get secured at all, and that's the difference between the top teams and some of the great teams. And right now, they are not even able to get inside. Stoker is already in, not letting them into the bar. And this is going to be quite a conundrum for the Survivor team. There is a pullback. Unical's going to get punched away. The tank is going to not clear the Smoker. He throws a rock, hits Unical, switches over to Coach, gets one punch, second punch onto Coach. Tank is down to 3,300 HP. Now there's a jock forward that gets an in cap onto Coach. A rock lands onto Rochelle. Boomer, for some reason, is still alive. Looks like it's going to get another boom. Rock hits another Survivor, landing on Rochelle. Boomer eventually gets popped. Another curve rock doesn't land. Now they have a Survivor separated from them. For whatever reason, Ellis decides to go in and tries to play juke with the tank, and he's winning right now. He's juking the heck out of the tank. He is not getting... Okay, he does kill it by himself. What a play coming out from Ellis. Saving his team.
Come on now.
Pretty much going in there and killing the tank by himself. What a play by Wolfie. Wolfie saying, no, we're not going to die to two tanks. I'm going to go in and kill the tank by myself. What a play. We might already know where the outcome of this match is going, but what a play by Wolfie. An impressive job by him. 49% damage done to the tank. Let's see if he can morale boost his team a little bit to make this safe room. Bonus still sitting at 648 or 84. No, this is going to be a neutral game. The first home away of the game will be tomorrow, played on Kryja's stream between Team Simp and Lost in the Sauce. So that'll be our first home and away game. It'll be the longest longest normal map that could possibly be played, which will be Passifice 1 through 4, both sides. There goes the separation pull onto Unicow, who is pulled. He is still not getting cleared. Nobody is still clearing him. As Survivors are separating, there is now a 2-cap on the bottom. And Wolfie is losing all of his bonus, and now it is going downhill, and we should see them... No, they're going to still go on the short route. We should see this jockey try to grab Nick on the transition over. Or the Smoker. There goes a pull. Onto Wolfie. Jockey lands two. Can he get both clears? Charger gets a 2-charge, and someone is... What? Someone is in-capped on the roof? I have never seen that before. And Wolfie's throwing out, we got owned. I don't even know if they can save Rochelle anymore, but I hope they can, just so I can see. Yes! What is going to happen here? Don't spit on him, please. Let the pickup happen. I want to see it. Alright, so Rochelle has to drop off the roof. I've never seen that before. The Hunter lands. I want to thank the Spitter and the Hunter for not stopping that pickup. Okay, they get a spit. Oh, and Ellis has nowhere to go. Ellis is going to be in cap. Poor Wolfie. Wolfie has to lay down in the spit. And they should be able to pick up Wolfie. But what a charger coming out. They missed the death pull. Attack is up again. I have lost track of how many SI attacks there's already been. There has to be so many. The charger gets melted. A nice triple boom comes on. Spit really doesn't land on anything. Boomer dies last. And now the Smoker's going to hold on to his life. And they will have a quad attempt coming. Let's see if they can end this with fashion and quad them before anybody gets in cap. I tell you what, if there was ever a one-sided match that was entertaining, it is definitely this, because it is some wild stuff going on. Can they end it with a quad coming? Smoker wants to get a pull forward, but his SI is not quite ready. Gets cleared right away. Jockey coming from behind. He's getting a little bit of lag for some reason. The Smoker and Charger get melted, and that is a nice shutdown on the quad. But unfortunately, Wolfie's life is exhausted. They get a scratch onto Unicow as a female Hunter is retreating. It's another in-cap, and this should end it. And that is a wipe going out onto Crib as they have accumulated 664 points after 2 maps, compared to Star's 3,104.
Damn! I need some help!
Yeah, poor Wolfie. But Wolfie did had some great gameplay so far. We have to give it to him. Shutting down that tank pretty much by himself. 49%. I'm sorry, but if you get 49% on a tank in high gameplay, usually it means something went wrong. But right now we're going to go over to Sacrifice, actually. For those that are new to Passifice, Passifice is literally just a combination of Passifice 1 and 2, and combined it with Sacrifice 1, 2, and 3. Passifice is actually one of the finales that is hardly ever played because it is a rare scenario where you see 3 tanks. And a lot of the finales have been changed to only have 1 tank, because for competitive Left 4 Dead, usually 1 tank is more balanced, giving each team 1 opportunity to do the damage that they can, and that is it. Another reason finales are shunned upon, because some finales, the infected team can even get more than that. There's 2 tank possibility, 3 tank possibilities. Even on some of the custom maps, there's a 4 tank possibility. But for the most part, are the normal maps, when the rescue vehicle is called, there could be a 4th tank that would spawn in vanilla, and that is not going to ever happen on a vanilla map in zone mod. I believe the only possibility of that extra tank possibly coming into play in zone mod is a custom map called Haunted Forest. There's a possibility, and that is it. But for now, we're going to continue this. Sacrifice 1 is on the way. Opening hit will be Charger, Hunter, Smoker, and the Boomer. Let's see. We'll keep it here on the road to 6K. Charger rockets in, lands on somebody's head. Not going to get any damage. Nice shutdown on the Hunter. It looks like Discover card is not happy with that. Looks like it pays to Discover. But not Discover, a Survivor when you land on their head. Unfortunately, it won't do much damage on that. But I believe they did get good sack order. They will get Charger for their next hit.
Down river to find the boat.
Charger, Jockey. This is the best hit you can get. Good sack order by Crib. Getting things into order now. Maybe it just takes a little warming up, but this is good sack order. Hunter wants to go for a DP. Gets on top of the bridge. Looks like he wants to go over. He is sky pouncing. He is pulling a welty. Here he comes. He does find the target. The Charger also finds its target. The Spit's going to land. It was a little late, though. And that is a good amount of damage coming out. They still have a little bit more than 1,000 bonus. Not much. The only extra points they have are about 6 points on top of what the pill bonus gives them, additionally to the distance, DB, and HP. They're able to get through any attempts on that fire. They get inside the building. I don't think spawns are going to have time to get above them. It doesn't look like they're going to. Smoker and Hunter in position. Boomer gets a boom from the bottom. Gets popped and not going to get it. Hunter does land on someone below. There is a jock. Oh, that was almost a death onto 2 survivors. I think they could have cleared the Smoker anyways. It almost stumbled the survivor up. They would have had to jump onto the boat to clear the Smoker. It might have been okay, but it would have been disastrous for that road to 6K opportunity. But let's see right now. The tank is going to be up for the hands of Ryan. They get the door open with no spawns. And here comes Chip City. He's going to reposition to the other side, as well does Zoe. He is down to 4,800 HP, playing really aggressive. You see if he makes his way in. All right, he's going in. He's just going to go. The Hunter gets skeeted. He hits a boat. Right now, he only has a Boomer, and he doesn't care. He's going ham. He's going for it all. The Boomer helps him get a corner. He gets 1 punch. There's his second punch. He'll get an in cap, and that should be a dead tank onto Ryan. And that is a pretty basic tank coming out here. He had no choice but to commit. He was already down to 4,800 HP. And that is what happens when you send your attack in and you don't have anything for support when the tank spawns. He will get chipped away. 763 bonus remains. Remember, this is Sacrifice, so the bonus is toned down a little bit. It's really hard to get a high score on Sacrifice 1. And it's only 500 distance. The jockey comes in, gets melted. The Smoker comes in late. The Hunter is doing his own thing. It looks like he wants to Kai Pounce off the ceiling. He is on his way over. They have not found him yet. And it looks like his teammates are not very happy with him. And Ryanair is coming out. They are spamming it in. Let's see if he can land it. He's trying to find it. Can he make good for Welty? Shout out to Welty, Yeesis. I'm known for doing their hunters this way. Charger will not land. The Hunter is still trying to do his thing, and this is 2 attacks in a row. He decides not to go in and goes in eventually by himself. Gets cleared right away. And they still have 65.3% of that bonus left. Ryanair is so sad, doesn't land his Hunter. And this will be the final SI attack from Crib onto Star. 63.6% of their bonus remains. The Charger falls off the top of the house onto a survivor, then gets cucked by the Boomer and not going to find anything. There is a pull on Nick into the spin a little bit, and it looks like that is going to be probably the last hit they're going to get. I don't see them, unless he has to pop pills before they can get in. No, they'll be able to get in. He still have 41 HP. And they are going to walk in with a 3-chapter score of 4,327. So for those that are calling for the road to 6K, it is still here. If you want to stay around and see it, it's still operable to happen. But now let's go over to Crib and see what they can do. Let's see if they can put up some points on their survivor side. Alright, and we are live. Opening attack from Team Star will be a Charger, Smoker, Boomer, and the Hunter.
Look out! We've got a Boomer around.
Again, the Charger lands on someone's head, not able to do any damage. Gets a 2-point stumble and a fist onto the pulled target. So they'll get some damage, and it's all going to be focused on Wolfie. Looks like that the word is out. They know Wolfie's their star player, and they are capitalizing on him. And also the quad boom hand lands. For those that are in the quad boom from the North America region, it is a quad boom.
This is why the harbor's
From the UK, it is called a royal flush. Some old school terms coming into play. Let's throw them in there. Shout out to Kryja Frey and a lot of the European community.
I'm reloading.
Reloading.
This is correct. Kryja can ring for anybody. Why are you not ringing as a caster, Kryja? WTF. Spitter, Hunter, Charger, Jockey. Charger falls in. The Hunter does land on the Jock's target, so they're not going to get the death charge, which would have been possible, but damage is more focused from Team Star, which I think is a better play. It's really hard to land a death charge as survivors make a huge misplay. They're going to go around the building, take a little bit more of a scenic route, which will give them the opportunity to maybe hit again.
Watch out!
Reloading.
I hear excuses. Charger doesn't land. Smoker does, though. Hunter goes for scratches. Another triple boom comes in. All right, they drop down safely. The Charger's going to be the only spawn up.
Reloading.
As for some reason, Blood Squirt goes to the sky.
Reloading.
Looks like right now they're not going to spawn that tank. They're going to allow the SI to have a full hit up.
Reloading.
And now they're not going to be able to play Chip Chip.
God damn it. Only the military would think.
Yeah, it's going to be a long game there, Kryja. That's going to be one for the books, man. It's going to be a long tournament match. All right, it looks like what we're going to see here from Team Crib is we're going to...
When this door opens,
I know they're going to open the door. They're going to let him out. I thought for a minute there they're going to bait it. He throws a rock. The rock lands on Unicow. Okay, Ram's not going to take the corner. They're not going to play aggressive. The back door opens, allows them to retreat. Charger comes in, lands but gets cleared, no damage. Smoker dies. Jockey lands on the target for a tick of damage or two. And that will allow Ramirez to go get his toy into play. He's still first pass, 60% frustration. And now one thing to note here is a lot of people are a big fan of the change now. The tank has returned back to the train cart. No longer seeing a late tank on this map. Yep. Stay tuned for that match tomorrow. Right now we're focused on this one. Alright, the car is in play. Not in the worst spot, but not in the best. It could be janky when he punches it off the top of the boat. It's a nice clean car, and it does clip Discover and Unicow. And I think we might know the way this one ends. Wolfie gets hit by it too. Now it's going to leave Zoe to clean up everything. The tank is just throwing rocks. He does find his rock. The Hunter's coming to clean it up. Tank gets a punch. Charger's still going off. Gets another punch. And that is going to be an in cap going out to Team Crib. And now they have accumulated 903 points as we go into map 4 of this tournament match.
I could use a hand here, please.
All right, guys. Can we see 6K? Is it possible? Maybe I should pick the winner of this tournament match and put a prediction up for a minute saying, can they get 6K? Alright guys, we are in Sacrifice 2. Tank is going to be sitting at 44%. Map distance is 700. So with just making it alone, guys, just making the safe room, they'll 5K it. So if you want to do the math and you want to know exactly what they need to hit 6K, they will need 976 bonus to break even with 6K. It is possible. Alright, and we are live. Smoker gets shut down. Charger goes into the safe room. Hunter finds Ramirez just for 1 damage. And that will be a hit. We have a mozzarella stick on the board, followed by 3 goose eggs, or 3 donuts, whatever you prefer, or bagels. We got butter or cream cheese for them. As they blitz out to the open field, Spawns will not be able to capitalize really for any good attack here. Let's see if they try to throw something at them. Jockey scrambling for a spawn. Charger is not even ready for it. So it looks like they're just going to reposition for the transition on the inside of the factory, maybe. Where we should see the hit. And they transition in the building. This is probably the potential for most damage with the hit that they got. They spawn early, in my opinion. The Smoker. Oh, the Charger will land. Ramirez taking all the damage. Charge Spit is going to hurt Ramirez quite a bit. Taking them down, take their bonus down to 1440.
Reloading.
Alright guys, let's do the counter. They have 476 bonus left to deal with if they want to see that 6K. And right now this tank is going to spawn in quite a quick, interesting position. They're going to have to retreat. Boomer rockets in. What an M2. Popped. Hunter trying to find a target, gets skeeted. Jockey rockets in. Not even able to, I don't even think he gets a scratch. Oh yeah, he did get a scratch. He got the bonus down a little bit. Still sitting at 1427 though. As the final tank of the game for Team Crib goes in the hands of Unicow. And right now Unicow's bringing his cars into play. That car... Smoker gets pulled, not in a bad spot. Charger gets 10 damage. They'll get the bonus to 1400 even. Alright guys, but 1424 is the points remaining. Or 1426, sorry. Alright, Rocket skated. Suffers just about 500 of his HP. Wow, it's going down so much. All right, he's committing. He's not getting his dumpsters. He get his car in, and Tyrone eats a car. And that might end it for the Dream guys. We might see a grind out here. And we're going to see a dead Tyrone. And Tyrone is deceased. The 6K Dream is gone. The 25-pound lands, 25 DP lands out from Ryan. It looks like this tank is going to die right now. He tries to get one more punch, and he is dead.
Got a weapon. Oh, Jesus, what a waste.
And yes, Hosey is dead, guys.
Nice.
AKA Tyrone. Bonus is knocked down to 746. Charger misses, Spit goes out, not able to find anything. Spitter and Boomer do die last. So now there is a quad incoming and only 3 survivors. So now even the 5K is in question.
Reloading.
Alright, they get through. Coming up onto the open freighter area. You have to transition through this building. Not even sure exactly what kind of building this is. Alright, the jockey lands, the charger lands. No, it doesn't. I mean, the jockey and the smoker lands. And the hunter and charger don't find a target. And Wolfie gets melee skeeted by Stoker. And there goes the spam in chat. Wolfie's growling. And they're even able, due to the spawns being shut down there, they even blitz through this choke point. A lot of choke points are being taken very aggressively by Team Star as they slow down to clear some commons. I think Alpha might be upset a little bit there, picking up his position there. Mo, what do you think? But either way, they're able to grab some ammo. That one boom has some trickle damage coming in. The smoker jockey are up. Hunter follows. I think this should be a charger, so we should see a quad coming up for this dirt hill. As we see Crib try to deny the 5K.
Nice rock Hold on. Do you hear a zombie?
All right, they're going to trigger the event and take it back down in the safe area. Ramirez, they know there's a quad, and they're going to run inside. And this is going to be very difficult to land this quad in here. You know what? Where are they? You know what? I almost... Oh, no, you can't. What if the charger can fit back there and just stumble those two while the smoker pulls and they send the jockey and hunter in? And we got Hunter in the sky, guys. It looks like they are content with letting him fight the horde out. They want to try and quad them as this hunter tries to find... Alright, here they come. And the hunter blows the quad try again. And no DP coming out, and they will shut down the quad. Pretty much no damage. Their bonus is sitting at a very interesting number at 666s. Some people might be offended by that, but it is what it is. That's what they have. Math don't care.
Reloading. Weapons over here.
Boomer gets shut down.
Reloading.
Spitter just looks like he wants to die. And they're going to leave for one more quad try at the end. And this time, Ryan does not have the hunter, so no 25 coming in.
Watch out. Reloading.
All right, it looks like this is going to be the last SI attack that comes in.
Reloading.
Don't think they'll have spawns up again unless they get an in cap out of this. Ramirez pops pills. They're still holding on to 624 or 27 bonus. It goes in increments of 3 now because there's only 3 survivors, so they'll get that. Jockey leads the attack. Jockey comes in. Smoker gets a safe reach and pull. There's a self-clear. Hunter gets skeeted. The charger misses. And that's a beautiful shutdown at only the cost of about 40 HP. And they're going to walk into the safe room. and they're going to conclude and put up a campaign score of about 5,500. And Tyrone's going to die. Ozzy is not going to, and see what they end with. 55-24, a very respectable score coming out by Team Star. And now Team Crib is going to end it up. 1,200 points with only 3 survivors is amazing chapter score, guys. Alright, let's let Crib clean out their side of the tournament. They're not out of the tournament yet, though, but they're going to fall in this tournament. I believe they're going to fall in, is it 1 and 2? I'm not quite sure what these teams' records are. I tried looking at that, and I do remember that it goes by not just standings, a little bit different of a point system, like when forfeit wins or ties come into play, and it looks like we are getting a server crash. There we go. And the server is gone. Now let's see what they're going to do. I wonder if they might GG this or if they're going to call it back. We'll see, guys. Give a second here. And we have crashed. Let me find out if they're going to finish this, guys. Let's see real quick.